folks. Welcome back. We're here at the 2011 U.S. Amateur Championship. We're watching a match between Steve Lenz and David Uwate. I'm J.R. Calvert. Joining me here in the booth is Houston Rodriguez. Score, I believe, is right now 0-0. We've just started out the match. Getting a little instruction here from our producer, Alvin Nelson. But for right now, and you see David Uwate at the table right now. We'll give you some information on these folks in a second. Just wanted to welcome Houston. Houston, welcome to the booth.
Thank you very much, J.R.
You played in this event, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I wouldn't necessarily call it playing, but I participated. Not much performing, though, on my part.
Well, you know, sometimes you just got to come and see it the first time, and then you know what to do.
It's a lot of pressure.
Sure it is. You got everybody back home asking you how you're doing. How'd the tournament go? What's going on? Text me every day, you know.
Non-stop in between matches, I'm getting them. I'm like, I'm still playing. Leave me alone. I watched a little bit of this David Uwate, though. He plays pretty good. I watched him practice. Got a good, solid stroke. Plays good.
Well, he's an APA player. He plays a 7 on the 8 ball and a 9 on the 9 ball. He plays pretty good, obviously. Been playing for about 28 years, and he's out of Miami, Florida.
Miami, Florida.
And he says this is his 4th Nationals. So, wow, he's done pretty good. He's an ACUI collegiate champion from 1992.
Oh, wow.
Also Florida amateur champion in 2009.
That's a really good title to have.
Yeah. Uses a Zamboni, so you know he has a little bit of a stroke. And he says he's used too many cues, and now he's an attorney for 19 years. So he plays pretty good for a counselor.
Yeah, not bad at all. Let's see what he's going to do. Is he on the 8 ball?
Yeah, he is. He's making a call, and I think he's positioned himself fairly well.
Put a nice stroke on this. Just shoot it in. Oh,
just missed.
That's a tough shot being on the rail. It always makes the shots about 20% harder.
Sometimes it makes them infinitely harder.
Yes,
like
definitely.
Where, you know, you just needed it to be a 1/4 inch further off the rail, and everything would have been different.
It's amazing how much an inch can do for you in this game.
Yeah. Well, this is Steve Lenz. Steve is from Orange, Texas. And he's the same handicap as David. He's a 7 and 8 ball and a 9 and 9 ball. Plays on a team, I on the 8 ball, and then his 9 ball team is Deluxe Place Cotton. Oh, he plays at Cotton's Quick K. All right, I see. 9 Ball Deluxe is the name of their team. Interesting.
The APA in the South, a lot of them play on the 9-footers, don't they, for the leagues?
No, I think that a good portion of them play either on the 7s or the 8s still.
Because I was talking to some Canadian players, and they said they play some other leagues on 9-footers, and I thought that was interesting, being that the handicaps that are lower would be better than the handicaps that are lower that play on the bar tables. Because, you know, obviously you get more experience, better shot making, and better stroke.
Sure. You know, Luther Lassiter used to say that before a tournament, he would practice ball making on a 10-foot and position play on an 8-foot. The position zones were smaller. So there's different sizes tables, just teach you different techniques. That's an interesting shot. He is going to give David at least another shot to win.
It looks like he can bank it in the left corner down there by the break spot. The bridges are tricky. I personally don't like using them myself. I have an extension.
I usually switched up hands, is what I did. I'd spend a little bit of time each day practicing with my other hand. Not only did it help me play, but it kept my back and neck fine because I would practice for 10 hours, and you start crunching up your neck and back in one particular direction all the time, and it kind of causes problems. He went for it, and I don't blame him. I think if he had his chance or choice, he would have liked to have hit that long and see if he could have tied up that 11 ball down on the bottom rail.
Definitely. He made a good attempt at it. There wasn't much of a safety there. Ball's wide open.
Now, once you get a shot at the 8 and you miss and leave your opponent open, you're lucky to get back to the table.
Yeah, most definitely. What's that? So, Jay, who do you like in the tournament? Who do you think the favorite is?
I don't think there's a favorite yet in my mind. As a matter of fact, I know there's not a favorite left in my mind.
Who's the defending champion? Isn't he here?
Raymond Linares.
Never seen him play, but I heard he's quite the player.
He plays nice pool. He really does. Solid. And Steve Lenz, our alarm tech here from Orange, Texas, is going to jump out and take the lead. 1-0.
This is still a winner's side match?
I believe this is.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of playing on the TV table. My very first match against Brian Parks. It didn't go so well in my favor. He's a good player.
Yeah. Well, I think he's actually won 2 APA national titles.
Yeah, he won this U.S. Amateur tournament last year and took third. Or no, 2 years ago and took third last year, I heard. And I played well, but he just, he broke and ran a few racks. Yeah, he ran the set out. I'm sorry, Brian. Very good player.
We just walked by and kind of, made sure we had the facts right.
No, all around, this is a very good tournament. It's my first time. I plan on coming next year. I like the way it's set up. You got the time schedule, the matches. It's a good environment. A lot of good players. Something everybody should experience.
Steve wants to give a little shout out to his daughter Destiny, sons Bryce and Corey, and his wife Crystal. Thanks to his friends too for cheering him on. Nice thought.
It's always good to have support in these sort of things because it gets mentally tough.
Yeah. Well, I'm reading a little bit here about Steve, and he likes riding motorcycles. He goes with his friends and just goes and tours different states. It's pretty fun.
Said he was from Texas, correct?
Yeah. He's a national champion in 2006 and a Texas State 9-ball champion in 2006 as well.
Good title to obtain.
Well, I'll tell you what, to be the Texas State 9-ball champion, you're doing something. There's players
It's
down
definitely
there.
saying something. A lot of tough competition in Texas.
Little Al Mason,
Yep.
David. Then Bob Vanover isn't playing much anymore, but you still have players like Jeremy Jones.
They're all great players. You got to play really great in those kind of events and get the rolls.
Sure do. Oh, he made the 8-ball. Oh, he was rooting it. I think he threw his back out trying to get it in there.
How do you feel about that second ball break on the big table, JR?
I like it.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't prefer hitting the second ball on the big table or the small table. It just seems like I cannot control the cue ball the way I'd like to.
Right. Yeah, the thing I like about it is the balls are the same size and the table's wider, so you get to go out a few more inches than what you would on the 7-footer, obviously.
Yes.
Being that it's a whole foot wider, that 6 inches can give you a little bit of angle that'll let you kind of draw that cue to the rail, draw it to the side rail, and zip it up to the top and beat all that traffic. And gives you a nice solid hit. As long as you're not trying to power it, you know, and you're looking more as a stroke shot,
Yeah.
it'll turn out good. I've actually seen Raymond Linares, defending champion, made an 8-ball on a break, and I think one of the other players did as well. Using that second ball break, they made an 8-ball.
It's probably my problem with the second ball break is I try to power it too much. Where I see most players, as you pointed out, it's more of a stroke shot.
Yeah, I think that's the secret. Is if you try and break the balls, it won't, won't break right.
Looks like Steve has solids here.
Steve is going to shoot solids here.
Probably looking at shooting the 2-ball and then the 4 with the 3-1 combination, leaving himself for the 8 in the side.
No, he's having a little problem settling in right now. It's a little funny. Now
Yeah.
keep in mind, folks, that we have quite a bit of light out there on those tables, and they do get a little bit funky. You know, it's not exactly not intimidating jumping out in front of the cameras and all the lights and,
Yeah.
surprise!
Yeah.
Now we're going to have thousands of people watch you.
That's right. After I played my first match, my friends were like, "I was watching you play. How'd you miss that ball?" I'm like, "You should be here. You would know." Lights, people watching, cameras. It's a little nervous if you've never done it before.
Well, this, in case you're not familiar with the format, this is a race to 7. The winner of the lag gets to choose whether they're going to play 5 games of 8-ball first or 8 games of 9-ball first.
And if you choose the game, you have to rack the balls, correct?
I don't know about
Pretty
that.
sure, yeah, because I won the lag and I chose the break and they got to choose the game.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's...
it looks like he hooked himself. He might be able to see the edge of the 9-ball to cut it in. Hit it a little too soft. Looks like he might be able to shoot the 15-ball.
nice, thin cut.
Good shot.
And that 15 will go by the 10.
That's
That's
the
a
question.
12. I think it'll go. I don't think... I think actually if he starts to hit that 12, he's already missing the shot. I think he was missing. See how he really hit it thick.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't even a guess. It may have got that 11 ball or the 15 ball into the game. That's the 11.
He kind of tied up the 2-ball a little bit. It looks like he might pass down here where the 4-ball is, or if he gets on the rail, past the side pocket, he might be able to make it. Looks like he only left him the 3-ball or the 1-ball.
Well, he could go rail first and make the 2.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty positive that he can hit this 3 into the 11 ball here, and this will all work. And he might even be trying to break this out.
Yeah,
He
that's a
sure
good
did.
shot.
He got in there and kind of give it a little double ticky.
Yeah. He had a nice shot with that 15-ball there.
Well, he has to settle down and make this 4, because I think once he does that, the rest of these take their place. Because the 1 will go by the 8.
Yep. Draw it back a little bit, play the 1 on the side, play the 8 on the same side. Good shot. Should have it from here.
Yeah, he's supposed to roll this by. The only thing he has to make sure he does not hit this 8, because if he hits it down onto this 15's line,
Oh,
like that.
it's like the commentator curse.
Oh, I did put it on there. He's got to cut this ball, and there's nowhere that he can really leave safe. So he might as well just concentrate on making it.
Good shot.
What a great shot!
Very great shot.
What a great shot! Well, we're going to take a second here to bring in one of our commercials. Say thanks to Kamui. Bear with us, folks. Little 2-0 lead. Want to thank our friends over at Kamui Tips, making a 2-year subscription to Inside Pool Magazine, about $9 cheaper, and giving away one of the vouchers for the Kamui Tips. Go along, you can take that right to an authorized dealer, and they'll install a $20 Kamui tip there for you. If you haven't tried those, now might be the time to do so. If you're looking to get a subscription for a friend or yourself for Christmas, now might be the time. Get in the giving mood, and you maybe get yourself a voucher at the same time. But thanks to Kamui for helping us out there, folks. You can take advantage of that over at InsidePoolMag.com and just click on the store button. Looks like the players are taking a short little break here, which, I think David wanted to kind of gather his thoughts.
Yeah, it's starting off to be a good match. It looks like they both just need to settle down a little bit and play the game. Once they get used to the TV and the lights, I think it'll be a great match. Looks like he made a solid on the break, using a second ball break.
I'll see what I can do if I get knocked out of this.
You ain't gonna get knocked out, come on. You ain't getting knocked out, come on.
Well,
You're on the winner's side, right?
Yeah.
I would do something. I don't know. I see them days. You play.
there we go. Well, David has himself quite a little out sitting here.
He's solids.
He is solids.
I don't know. It doesn't look like the 3-ball passes by the 1. Might have to play a combination and shoot the 7-ball.
Well, I'm not going to be one for the combination. I think I'm,
He chose to shoot the combination. It's a good shot.
I'm not going to be one for it. But what else would he have had? I mean, he really didn't have anything.
Combinations are tricky shots because you got to hit 2 different spots that you're thinking about while you shoot. So you shoot the 7 balls and the 3. I'd like to be straight in on 3 so I can roll up for the 4, and then the 5-2 or the 2-5. Pop it up to shoot the 4 ball.
Sure looks like David's settling into the match.
Looks like he might try to get on the 2 ball next. Yep. Come off the rail a little bit with the top right, shoot the 5 and shoot the 8 on the side.
Yeah. Did a nice job with it. And I think he's going to make pretty quick work of this 8 ball once he gets in to actually get to it.
Yeah, I think so. That was good out. He navigated that very well after shooting a tough combination.
And David wins game 3. Steve Lenz is from Orange, Texas. At least that's what it says on the bio that he filled out.
He said David Uwate's from Miami, right?
Yeah.
Not too bad of a drive for him.
How far is Miami from Tampa? 3 hours?
Yeah, something like that. I'm not real familiar with the area.
You're from Grand Rapids, Michigan, huh?
Yep, this was a nice 20-hour drive here.
Weather's about the same, you know.
Yeah, 30 and freezing and 80 and windy. It's about the same. I really enjoyed it here in Tampa, my time here, though. It's the first time I've been here since I was a kid, so I had fun. I got to see the city. Played good tournament. Enjoyed the experience. Sure, I'll be back next year. David made a good break there. Looks like he made a solid on the break.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think you made the 1 ball to be exact. So they are playing make it, take it.
That's correct.
So I think he's just going to go ahead and shoot the 5. Probably work the 3 and then
You think
the
he can see
6.
the 5 ball?
Oh, I think he can see the 5 ball fully.
Oh, yeah.
I think he could bank it back into the 10-9.
No
That's
doubt
how much
the way
of
he
a
got down there.
Yeah. I had to watch that. And that's one of those things where a lot of players get trapped. They think they want to roll the ball, so they hit high on it, and they don't hit below center a little bit and skid that ball and have it slow down for them, and it'll take off afterwards.
Got a little jacked up over this 10 ball. Always makes the shots a little tougher.
Did he get up there for that 6? I don't think he did. Now the 2 will slide by that 10, but he has to hit it pretty darn good. And I'll let him come back up for the 6.
Don't think he'll try to come up and play the combination on the 6?
No. Because he has to be fairly decent. He has to get the correct angle on the 4 to make sure that he's... Oh, I don't like that at all. Oh,
Yeah,
I did not like that at all.
Looks a little funny now. He's got a weird angle on the 6 ball.
Yeah, he was just supposed to lay against the rail, shoot the 6, and come around for position on the 4. This, he moves everything in the wrong direction. Now he's just created a massive problem for himself.
He might be able to cut this ball in and come around 2 rails and shoot on the 7 ball. But then
He's going to run right into the 9-10 and be back where he started, yeah.
Now he's got himself in a little trouble. What do you see here, JR? I don't really see a really great shot.
He's in trouble. Whenever you leave a table in 8-ball, you have to create a problem for your opponent and free up one of yours. And at this moment here, his opponent has no problems, and David has all the problems. So he has to start looking at moving this 4, obviously. And what I'd do is I'd bank it into a couple of these balls that would be right here. I wouldn't have tried that. And all he's done is made this safe really easy. You know, obviously, all you have to do here is run off the side of the 10, and the safety's built in.
Leave him froze up against the 15 or the 11.
Yeah. I mean, he can literally shoot the 10 through the 13 hole and run the cue right up into the back
Looks
of
like
the
he
15.
might cut the 9 down corner, leave come 2 rails behind the 10 ball for the cue ball. That's what he tried to do.
Anything. And I think he just left David a 4-ball hit, and you never know what can happen. I mean, at this point here, David has to say, I've lost this game by making an unforced error again. If my opponent's going to continue to let me shoot, what will I do?
I think Dave can make this 4-ball and break out, run into the 9-ball. Yeah, he just undercut that ball.
Yeah. See, I kind of think he was supposed to hit that with a little bit of velocity. Well, if he can get back out for this ball on the side, that would be the way to go after he makes this 10. It looks like the 14.
14. I don't think it passes by the 4-ball.
So the 14 down there, what's the ball right next to the side?
That's the 10.
The 10's here, the 12. I think there's a couple of repeat balls on this table. You notice that?
It looks like the same, doesn't it?
It sure does. I mean, I see the 11-15 by the 8 here. That looks like the 12 that's by the side pocket.
Yeah, I didn't like that shot too much because you're not really doing anything. Now he can shoot the 9-ball and get on the 14 and run out after that. I like trying to jump that ball and making the 4, giving yourself a shot to make something at least.
Well, he has to work with this 14, and I think he's going to go down and do it right here. A little bit of inside, get below this ball, miss the 7. Well,
so you can still cut it in the side and then play the 10 in the side afterwards.
I can see hitting this straight across, sliding the cue ball all the way through the rack area and with a little bit of left-hand spin and spinning it behind that 11-15-8. I don't know about shooting it in the side. Okay, he made it. And your reward is there's no balls out there.
He gets to shoot a combination, it looks like. I don't think he can cut that ball on the side.
You know, I truly believe he's just supposed to go rail first here and nick the 10. Look at this guy.
Combination.
How strong does he play?
He's playing
He
really
might
good.
be one of the strongest players in this tournament. I can tell you right now, he's just made 2 back-to-back shots that are just stellar. David Uwate is in trouble.
Got his hands full, that's for sure.
That was a shot. That wasn't an accident. That was something where he got down and he said, I'm going to play this shot this way, and he played it. The shot in the 14 in the side was a pretty stellar little shot, too, in its own. He didn't have to make that shot. He made it with a little bit of pace.
Very tough shot. No combinations are easy in my book.
Now, this is going to be the tail of the tape right here, because he has to squeeze it by there and get position. If not, he's going to sell out a game that was rightfully his all this time. Played it with the right pace. Got the cue to perfectly before the corner pocket. You might be looking at your next champion here, guys. This guy plays as good as anybody, if not better than anybody else in the tournament.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you there. Playing very good right now.
He's going to take a 3-1 lead over David Uwate. While he racks, we're going to say hello to one of our friends. Stay tuned.
I'm John Hendrick, pool player and owner of the Green Room in Pineville, North Carolina. My serious players demand quality, and that's why I've switched to Milliken Super Pro. This cloth plays at the perfect speed. It lasts a long time, and the spill guard protection saves my tables from stains. It saves me money, and my customers love it.
Milliken Super Pro, exclusively from Sterling Gaming.
Milliken's got me covered. How about you?
A lot of tables out there, and we're waiting on some players as well. So if you don't hear your match called, just wait around.
Steve
Gerald Ross
checking out the rack here a little
Gill,
bit, and I don't
table
blame him.
one.
This is the final game of 8-ball,
Prescott
and I'm
Buckwall,
sure he'd
Jeremy
love
Johnson, table
to
6.
take a 4-1 lead into the
Paul
9-ball.
McCain, Patrick Tobin.
These tables are a little funny to rack, and each one you have to
David
rack in a
Cantrell, Chris Wall,
different spot
table
because
9.
they're getting so much play that they just all rack in
David
different spots.
Gavish, Table 10.
Anybody that wants to follow our show a little bit, you can do so. Next week, we're going to be in Goldsboro, North Carolina at Fast Eddie's Pool Room. We'll be doing the Great Southern Billiard Tour Championship. That one will most likely feature some of the players that you're familiar with, like Johnny Archer, Earl Strickland, Sean Putnam, Larry Neville, and of course Shannon Dalton himself. So we'll be starting on the 9th and broadcasting through till the 13th.
That's a good tournament they hold there.
Yeah, it's a great tournament. And it looks like David's having a little bit of problem with the rack, and that's nothing new. I think everybody's had problems with the rack on this table.
It won't touch. You play right your own. That's fine.
Looks like he's going to let Steve rack his own.
Which is a pretty good idea. One thing I can say about racking the balls is it's tough on your back. You get a guy that keeps making you re-rack the balls, the back is a big set of muscles, and if you keep using it all day long, you're going to get tired, and it's going to affect your game.
That it does.
Nice little break.
Tell you what, Steve hits that second ball break as good as anybody I've seen this weekend.
Sure. Like I said, I truly think he won the lag and elected 8-ball. He figured he was, and if I was in this tournament, I'd do the same thing, because I always thought that I was a much better 8-ball player than I was a 9-ball player. And in 9-ball, somebody could win with one stroke. 8-ball, they have to outmove you or make at least 7 or 8 good strokes. Okay, that's a pretty good shot there.
That's a really good shot. The way he's been playing, I think he's got a really good chance to run out here.
He's above this ball, making his combination. He should be rolling it, and let's see what happens. This is going to get tricky here, folks. Yep, he wanted to have position on it, and that's that rolling from the top that kills you. But he'll be all right. He can recover here fairly easy.
I think he should shoot this, looks like the 11 ball, and shoot the 15, come down for the 10. Then you shoot the 8 ball in the opposite corner, you're going to shoot the 15 in. Key shot is this 11 ball, long straight shot. This could be tough.
Wow, he just got around there. And he'll be able to cut this ball in, run the cue ball off the bottom rail onto the side rail, and come right past the 5.
Yep, by the side pocket.
Oh, he hit a little bit funky there. He caught the point of the pocket, the shim of the pocket, and that's what killed the ball.
I don't know. I see. I think you have to jump this ball because kicking it, I don't think you're gonna get any reward for it. It's a long jump, but I think it's worth it if you hit it good.
I honestly don't know. I think he can hit it. It's just he might be banking at it up in the upper right-hand corner, or I mean left-hand corner.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. I didn't realize that he could see the ball.
Yeah, I think that's about all he could see, and that's the only problem. Like I said, it came down to rolling that ball from the top. Had he started with center ball, the cue ball wouldn't have traveled and got behind. He would have been able to eliminate that ball hanging first. And he wanted to, trust me.
Yeah, that was a tough break hitting that rail the way he did and coming off funky.
Yeah. It gives David Uwate a good chance to at least only be trailing by 1 game going into the 9 ball.
Looks like he's shooting the 2 ball.
And he pockets balls really well. I mean, he's supposed to be clearing this 4-6 and then going down and doing all of his short work on that side of the table next.
Yep. Leave the balls by the 8 ball, so it's that much easier to get on it.
Yeah, good old-fashioned, key ball strategies.
Looks like he's going to leave a 3 for the last shot for the 8.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the 3 ball there, it's a good key ball, but it's not a great one because if you get above it, suddenly you have to kill the cue ball, and you might only have a path that's 6 inches wide and 6 inches tall where the 8 ball becomes an easy shot. You don't know that.
Yeah, I would have liked to keep the 1 ball or those 2 ball down there if we could have.
I had no problem shooting the 1 and coming around 1 rail behind the 3. That's an easy shot to get to, but when you start coming from this direction off the 4 or the 6, you can suddenly even find yourself on the wrong side of the 3 ball and having to, swing Whitey all the way around table and come back down just for position.
I think you'll cut this 4 ball in the corner and the side and come around. I like cutting it in the side and leaving the 6 ball for the same side. That way you can roll up for the 3 ball.
That's a good shot.
Maybe you can play it on the other side.
Well, he made liars out of both of us. He got perfect on the 3.
Yeah, he played good position there the whole time. He had to. He couldn't afford to go down 4-1 playing 8 ball.
Well, in this format here, you can't let your guy get 2 games ahead of you.
It's tough.
It can turn into a runaway real quick.
Especially with the winter breaks format. If someone starts breaking good, who knows? You might not shoot for the rest of the set. The caliber of players that are here, you never know. And it looks like they have elected to play rack their own for the rest of the set.
I think that's what I'm seeing. Take a second here. Well, we'll let David rack these balls. I think he's having a heck of a time racking them, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, they could definitely be tough. I noticed that while I was playing matches. I had to re-rack them like a few times every time just to make sure they were good. Score is 3-2 after 5 games of 8 ball. Steve Lenz with the lead. Now they're going to play 8 games of 9 ball.
Keep talking a little bit. I got to make a call to one of our tech guys here.
All right. So they've elected to play their own, rack their own, and now it starts the first game of 9 ball. David Uwate has the first break. He is down 1 game. The break is so much bigger in the game of 9 ball, I believe, because you have more choices than 8 ball. He made a good solid break there. Controlled the cue ball very well, kept it in the middle of the table like you're supposed to. Looks like he can either shoot the 1 ball in the top right corner and draw it back with little bottom left, or stunning out 2 rails to come down for the 2. He elected to go 2 rails, but he missed the 1 ball, just overcut it a hair. And he has left Steve with the shot in the side pocket. A little more angle than Steve would have liked. But I think if you cut this ball in and run to the 7, you should still keep a shot for the side pocket. Oh, he drew into the 5 ball. I didn't like that too much. I would prefer to run into the 7 ball. Shot the 3 on the side. It's a very good shot. Came back and forth, 3 rails, get perfect on the 4. Come around the 7 ball. Oh, it's a good shot. Hit that ball with a little top right hand English. Come down for the 8. Now he should come down 1 or 2 rails, shoot the 9. And the same side as the 8 ball. One, 2. Hit it a little firm. Gonna have a tough cut on the side now, or he could possibly bank it. Oh, and he just overcut it a hair. He left David with a pretty tough shot, though. He cut this ball on the side, but it's tough. Great shot by David Uwate to tie it up 3-3. For those of you just joining us, they have decided to play Rack Their Own. The score is 3-3. It's been a very good match so far. It's 3-3. Both players are playing good. I expect it to possibly go hill-hill this match the way these players are playing. Looks like they're taking a little bathroom break. Again, the score is 3-3. They're taking a little bathroom break.
Of CRAFTSMANSHIP, a state-of-the-art production facility, revolutionary design. When you step to the table, unleash the fury. Precision craftsmanship, a player's cue ready for action, a cue with a sweet hit, a consistent hit. See the entire line of Fury cues and unleash your fury.
David Uwate to break with the score being 3-3. Oh, he scratched on the break. Right in the side pocket. Good break, just little mistake with scratching on the break.
Table 4. Preston, Kraft,
This is one of the better tournaments I've had the pleasure of attending. U.S. Amateur Championships in Tampa, Florida. Very good run tournament by the APA.
Going table 11.
Looks like Steve is going to be shooting the 4-ball next, getting on the 5-ball. Possibly come 2 rails or use a little inside for 1 rail on the 5. Needs the right angle to get on the 6-ball after this. Oh. We haven't seen much of that by Steve this match. He's been playing fairly well, really well. A little uncharacteristic for him. What do you think here, JR? Would you draw this or would you use a little follow?
I have to draw this ball out. I'm going to get just above the 7, about 5 or 6 inches, and it'll let me zigzag my way down or follow the 3 rails or 4 rails down to the 6. Now, he doesn't have to get all the way to the bottom rail. Keep that in mind. I kind of like zigzagging this ball. It's a little bit more consistent.
More control, better control.
And he's hit it pretty darn good. Now, he's done the one thing that I told you not to do. Got straight. So now it's infinitely harder.
I don't know if he can roll this ball up and just maybe run into the 9 ball. That would give him the right angle to draw over to the side rail to shoot the 8 ball.
Yeah, I'm probably looking at even going rail first here just to get a little bit of distance off the rail. This isn't a hard shot, and he doesn't have to power it hard. And that'll let the cue ball at least never get behind a 9. And, he'll probably be able to get, a nice draw stroke on it, where if he doesn't go rail first, he's stuck to the bottom rail and hoping he's not behind a 9.
Yeah, me personally, I like just trying to run into the 9 ball. The rail first. It looks like that's what he's looking at.
Yeah, he's measuring it right now. You can see he's looking at the center where the cue ball needs to be. He's going to the track where the cue ball will turn around, and he's finding a reflection of it. And it's giving him a pretty good darn idea where to hit the center of the cue ball at. And it keeps everything consistent. You're aiming the center of the cue ball at the reflection of where the center of the cue ball needs to strike the 6.
It's a very handy shot to come up is off the rail. If you know those shots and practice those shots, they're not that hard, and they come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Hit it good.
He hung the 9. He's got out there a little bit further.
Looks like he has a little angle, could draw it back.
Yeah, I think he's going to draw this back. He needs to come back about 1.5 feet, cinch the 8, just cut it down along the bottom rail or side rail, and no matter where he ends up after that, he should make the 9.
All he has to do is make the 8 ball, the 9's there in the side pocket.
Good stroke. He went back even further than what I thought he was going to do. Which would you prefer?
I like just rolling this ball in instead of forcing it.
Well, what would you have done there if it really forced your hand and you could do it anything you wanted? Would you have drawn back further to have a more straighter angle? Or would you have accepted a thinner cut and been 3 feet closer?
I would have accepted a thinner cut because for the mere fact that all you have to do is make the 8 ball. The 9 was sitting in the pocket, so all you have to do is concentrate on making the 8 ball, and you'll have a position on the 9.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. That's it usually catches everybody. They want to get straight in, a long straight in, or even a longer shot. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have success there. Anybody can make a 90-degree cut if they're, an inch and a half from the ball.
Yeah, like sometimes all you gotta do is just take the shot and get what you get. Sometimes trying to get too perfect ends up badly. Score is now 4-3, David Uwate. Making a good comeback, being down 3-1.
Well, he was in danger of being down 4-1 at one point after the 8 ball had ended, and he managed to eke out that last 8 ball game.
Yeah, he did.
And now he's won a couple of 9 ball games. And that's what he says. His favorite game is 9 ball. That's why I figured that we were looking at, him picking, not picking the winner or not winning the lag and picking the game.
Yep.
But at the same time, Steve is saying, hey, I like 9 ball too. Steve's playing out of Emerald Billiards and Bogey's Billiards.
I think most players prefer 9 ball overall. That, and a lot of people do like one pocket, Me, I'm not a big fan because in the area I'm from, nobody plays it. But it's definitely a game I would I would like to learn.
I thought Grand Rapids, Michigan was the host of the first ever U.S. Open one pocket.
It might have been some years ago, but since I've started playing, there's no one pocket players there at all.
Both these guys are APA players. They're 7s and 8 ball and 9 and 9 balls.
That's a real solid break there by David.
Well, he stopped his rock. He got a shot on the 1. The 2's hanging. 3's manageable. I think the hole out it's a paint by numbers out.
Shoot the 1 on the side, play the 2 on the opposite side, come up off the rail with a little top, shoot the 3 in the corner. Then you can shoot the 5 on the side or the corner by the 6 ball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty easy from there.
Mm-hmm. It's real tempting to try and shoot this 2 in the side. I actually do want to go 3 rails and get on top of this. And the reason being is the 3's on the other side of the table. And look where he's got himself. He has to hit this shot with a little bit of pace and squeeze it in that side pocket to get out maybe to the center of the table with the cue ball. It's not optimum. It waved goodbye. It wiped its feet. It didn't have to go on every table he's ever played on, I guarantee it.
No, it was he got good on it, made it a little easier. You just needed the right angle. You didn't want to be straight in there. Like I said, you can shoot the 5 by the 6. Draw this back with a little bottom left, shoot the 8 in the corner.
And he's just going to spike this ball 3 rails, 2 rails running, 1 rail reverse. 1, 2, he might not even make the 3rd rail. As long as he gets past the side pocket, it's pretty much a roller.
It's a good out by David Uwate to take the lead 5-3.
Doing that pretty fast. I think he's making quick work of this. Let's see how fast he can put this 9-ball rack up here.
It's been taking a little time so far.
And take a second to thank all the folks out in the chat, all of our moderators, Corner Market Bob, Adrian B, Spanky, and of course Upstate Al.
See if he can break.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder if he can break as good as he did last time, controlling the cue ball and making 3 balls.
Well, he broke the balls, lost his rock a little bit, and the 1's downtown. I am immediately going to look at the safety here.
I'll have to agree with you.
And not even go as far to say as, he could shoot the 1 into the 6, believe it or not. Keep the 1 there. High, left-hand English. Flatten that ball out and run it in between the 4 and the side pocket and run 2 rails after that up into the 6-9 area. The 2-9 area.
You think he can avoid hitting the 3 ball using top?
Yes, he can. If he hits the 1 into the 6 and stops it, he'll have himself. I lost my train of thought. He'll have himself an easy safety. I think he can. This is a natural. Let's see what he comes up with, though.
I was thinking drawing behind the 3 and coming down.
You need to hit it that good, but the problem is, look at this. Well, look what's coming back up this way, making it for an easy kick. Yeah.
I think he left him a shot. You can see the ball. Put a little masse on that ball so he did hook him. But he left it fairly well. I think he's just going to play safe by putting the cue ball behind the 8 ball.
Top of the side of it, yep. Perfect. A little bit better touch, and he doesn't leave the rail first. Actually, he's left the rail first make. I'm not sure that the position is going to work out good, but it could.
Kicked the one down table, I think. Oh, you went for it. Oh, you were right.
Left him to make. And he did the right thing. He didn't go crazy with the cue.
Me, I've never been a big fan of those rail first shots, so I probably would have tried to kick safe there. And looks like he missed the 2 ball and left him hooked.
He's got the left side of the 2, but it's not a promise. There's no promise there. And this is actually a trap. There's not a very good safety here, and I think he's going to try and. Oh, he had the whole ball. Look at this. And he made the bank. And your reward is you get to play safe on the 3.
If he went for that, I think he might actually try to bank the 3 back by him in the corner and possibly draw the cue ball into the 6 and make the 6 with the carom shot.
Yeah.
If he feels like being aggressive.
You know, I'll be honest. I'm going to hit the side of the 3 away from the 6-5. Bank the 3 off the bottom rail, up in between the 6-5, and run 3 rails. I'm going to try and do a little run and go all the way down to the bottom rail. And he can shoot at that ball all day long. This I'm not a fan of. This is really poor, but I think he's going to get away with it.
He got away with it. Yeah, I didn't like that either, JR. I like the safe you were talking about.
Well, when in doubt, leave your opponent a handle and a 9-foot shot. He hits this shot firm. He got a shot. Yep. Look at this. This is a left-handed shot. I think the 3 will go past the 6. David's looking it up right now.
If it goes by the 6, I think he'll play it 2 rails, come out for the 4. He's definitely taking his time, so it's obviously doesn't have a full pocket.
Well, I hit this shot soft with inside English. That lets that 3 even curve a little bit more into the hole. Gets a 6 there. But moreover, it goes straight at the 4. This is okay. Of course, he's got to worry about his cue stick in the 5 here, but I liked sliding over off the 4 straight towards the 5. Here he has to control speed and spin a little bit. That's why I like that. It forced just a little bit further off the rail than what I'd want. Pretty good shot.
Looks like he's in good shape from here. You make the 5, you got built-in position for the 6.
Well, some of this is dependent on whether or not that 8 goes past the 9.
I think the 8 ball goes in both pockets.
It does look like it does, too.
Yeah, I prefer just hitting this one on the top and shooting the 8 in the right-hand corner and shooting the 9 in the same pocket.
Come on. Sounds good.
See if that's what he does, and that is what he did.
Perfect.
This shot to put David on the hill.
And we were predicting that Steve Lenz would be one of our possible champions.
The way it was looking that way. But race to 7 is a short race. You get one bad roll or one bad shot, the whole match can turn around.
Sure can. Well, looks like we've got a 6-3 situation here. Take a second here and say thank you to one more of our sponsors while David sets these up. Nice break, didn't lose the cue ball, but the one ball is down on the bottom rail. 2-3 tied up. I could name his tune in one note. How about you?
I think he's going to play safe. Two balls still tied up. Looks like Steve Lenz is going for his jump cue. I don't mind jumping this ball, but I definitely don't try to make it. With the 2 ball and the 5 being tied up the way it is. You got to try to leave the cue ball behind the 4. Oh.
Well, he didn't scratch. That's good.
Left him with a combination shot.
I probably would not shoot this combination. I'm going to go off the right side and tap down into the 4. That's an option. Nick's at that 7 there, and it's a different leave for sure. But I think that he's going to go down to the bottom rail and put him right up on the 7-9. I don't think he's going to try to make
Come
his
aggressive
ball.
and go 2 rails and break out the 2.
He's trying to make his.
Oh. Yeah, I think he was trying to make that ball and come 2 rails behind the 8 and run right into the 2 ball. He hit the ball just too thin and scratched. See what's. Is he looking at a combination on the 9? Thinking maybe it's a free shot since the 2 ball's tied up?
Well, here's what I do. I go ahead, play position on a good, safe on the 2. Now, if he goes down table and gets on the 2 and the upper left-hand portion of the table, he could stop the 2, keep the cue in between the 3-5, and bank it down table.
Look at that shot.
Now that's a great shot.
That was a free shot there with the 2 ball and 5 being tied up. That's a very great shot on David Uwate.
I don't know whether it was a free, but he could have got a bad kiss or something. But there you go. There's your winner.
Well, I say
David
free
Uwate.
Meaning because the 2 and the 5 were tied up.
Yeah. Well, it's what I'm trying to say is a lesson. When you think it's free, sometimes it isn't.
Sometimes it backfires and it could cost you for sure.
Well, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. The folks out in the chat, if you're watching these matches or you're looking for them, head over to our YouTube channel later next week, youtube.com/Inside Pool Mag. Subscribe, and you have these right on your homepage at YouTube. I want to thank Houston Rodriguez for coming out and joining me. Thank you, Houston.
Thank you for having me, JR. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I want to thank all of our sponsors, Fury Cues, Milliken Super Pro Cloth, QSite.com for all your billiard needs, and of course the Inside Pool Magazine subscription special with Kamui Tips. Thank them for making that all possible. You want to take advantage of that, go ahead over to InsidePoolMag.com, hit the store. And of course, last but not least, the APA for putting on this fine U.S. Amateur Championship down at Strokers Billiards in Palm Harbor, Florida. Folks, stay tuned. We're going to have another match coming back at you here in about 10 minutes.